Welcome to the Post 2 frequency system, user Canis Ru. Please enter action into prompt. Play audio file recording 6.wave. Playing audio file now.
Howdy folks, and welcome to ASU Student Radio. Long time no talk. Specifically, like half a year no talk. Sorry about that. A lot has happened, and there is so much to discuss. But for right now, let's talk current events. So, class has started once again at the university, and I am halfway through my sophomore classes. Things have finally calmed down on campus. I haven't seen any unwelcome visitors walking around the quad and staring at people so far. They were not subtle. Like at all. It's not even like they did their job. They never found anything. But now that they're gone, I'm allowed to come up here and record. Though it makes no difference, truly. I know no one on campus actually listens to my broadcast. The only people who even listen to me are the people who found the YouTube channel where and no one hears them, which is oddly therapeutic, even if it is kind of sad. So that's why I'm back up here, because therapy is expensive and I am a broke college student. And speaking of broke college students, some of you were asking about my friend who was in the video I posted on Christmas. His name is David, and he's a sophomore like me who transferred in last fall. We went to high school together and reconnected a bit, and now he is the new student staffer with me. And well, actually, he's also my partner for the student research project. If you saw the last video, you know what I'm talking about. That imprint. God, it was huge. Once we pulled it out of the dirt a few hours later, we really got to see the sheer length of this paw. I was right in assuming it was canine. I took it to one of the biology professors here and they confirmed it for me. Definitely canine. So it had to come from a wolf of some type. Though, like that professor had said, that's gotta be one big-ass wolf. Which terrifies and excites me. So, because we've got this first piece of evidence and some photo and video evidence of the track as well, we are approved to go through with our student research project. We are officially researching the patterns of variants in genotypes and phenotypes in animal populations in our area compared to those observed outside of the region, starting with our canine population. To put this in simple terms, we're going to be observing the traits in the animal populations here and then compare them with similar animal populations in different areas to prove whether or not the rumors about our area's unique plant and animal life are true. With some restrictions, of course. We aren't allowed to actually track our canine population. We're only initially allowed to observe them through game cameras for safety reasons because of what happened in August. I know that I've been dodging the subject for a while now. You can probably guess why I don't like to talk about it, but I think it's time I finally made a statement about what happened. I dearly love my friends, Timothy and June, and I think about them every day. Thinking about what they might say and do if they were with me right now. Sometimes it feels like they're still on that trip of theirs, and that if I just pulled up their number and called them, they'd pick up and ask me how I was doing, and then tell me when they're coming home. But I know that they aren't. That they can't. I feel the loss of them so deep in my chest that it hurts. It's like something's missing. There's this void in my world where their faces, their smiles, their entire existence should be, and it is just empty. I have been empty for months. That's why I wouldn't leave my room. That's why I wouldn't talk to anyone. Because what was the point if they weren't there, then everything was just bland and unfulfilling. People, my parents, kept telling me to be grateful that at least Michael lived. It pissed me off. I lashed out so much because Michael lives a half-life, stuck in a coma 100 miles away from all this with little chance of ever coming back. He might as well be dead, because we'll never speak again. All I can do is look at his husk in that damn hospital bed, and all I see when I close my eyes is the blood at the end of that trail. When we knew that they were missing, the Rangers decided to work their way back up the trail that they were supposed to be on. I came with them. No one wanted to leave me alone at the school. Only took a day before we found it. Wasn't even that far from the school. 3 miles down the trail. A savage animal attack, they said. Yeah, I'd believe that. But it still doesn't make sense to me. Because they wouldn't have let that happen. They were professionals. The worst part is that despite the scene, no bodies. Nothing to bury. Just blood and torn supplies. And no, before you ask, there's no way they could have survived. Not with that much blood. We found Michael about 30 yards off to the right of the trail. It had seemed as though he had dragged himself away from the massacre, despite his injuries. It's a wonder how he even survived. I'm sorry I had to be the one to tell you all this, and I'm also sorry because I lied to you all. My relationship with Timothy and June wasn't perfect, and the way I talked about them wasn't how I always felt. It was more of how I wanted to feel. Right before they left, we had fought. It was bitter and emotional, and it was all my fault. I had been immature and asked them of something I knew in my heart they could not do, and when they gave me their response, I reacted horribly. I acted like a child, and they treated me like such, because that was what I deserved. And then they left for their trip, and didn't even say goodbye, and then they died, and I never got to apologize. Maybe if I hadn't acted so poorly, they would have made an effort to come home sooner, and none of this would have happened. I know it's not, but sometimes it feels like my fault they died. My doctor says that it's just the trauma causing these thoughts and that it'll stop with time and an uppage of my medications, but I can't. I've been taking this stuff since I was young. I know what an up dosage would do, and I refuse. I know how trauma works. This isn't my first unlucky draw in life, but this time I don't have it in me to numb myself like when I first started it years ago. Because I deserve this pain. It is mine to have and to bear. Until the day I can truly apologize, I will hold on to this. Nothing anyone does or says could make me stop. So save your pity for someone more deserving. God, this retorting took a turn for the worst. A rather grim topic to talk about on live radio, but again, no one's listening, so what does it matter? I think that'll be it for today. Hopefully the next installment will be more cheerful. But until then, be safe and good night. topic to talk about on live radio, but again, no one's listening, so what does it matter? I think that'll be it for today. Hopefully the next installment will be more cheerful. But until then, be safe and good night.
Action Play audio file recording 6.wave has been completed. Please enter next action into prompt. End session. Ending session now. Thank you for using the post 2 frequency system, user Canis Rue.